Hey everyone, joining us live in the studio right now is Daryl McKay of Flex NBA and Jersey Fusion. Daryl, thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff going on your end. So I thought it was the perfect time to bring you on and have a little chat with you because unfortunately we haven't had the chance to see you since the National.
I know time flies, doesn't it? It's like 4 or 5 months ago. It feels like yesterday.
Yeah. Actually, David made a comment the other day where he said he's looking around the studio and he goes, only 9 more months until we have to tear this thing down again to send it to the National.
That was quite a setup. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. And, you know, for those who may not know or didn't get a chance to see, part of Flex NBA, you introduced Run TMC, the legendary Run TMC, into the game, into the program. What was that like, you know?
It was so exciting to see those guys and work with them firsthand, you know, running around Atlantic City like chickens with their heads cut off, being with everybody to just kind of, you know, they had not been back together off the court in all those years. And so to have, you know, legendary status like that next to you running around the whole National, which is like a mecca for me, you know, all the years and years of going to it. It was just really exciting. And they were great to work with. They couldn't have been nicer. And you guys were awesome. That was such a fun interview. We had a great time with you guys. And so it was just so much fun.
Oh my God.
It was just like walking on clouds, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. What a great experience for me and David too. You know, unfortunately we ran out of chairs, so David had to kind of
I had to sit the one out. So.
He had to hang out, but they were fantastic. They were great to talk to. I wish we had more time with them, honestly.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it was their first time getting back together, Run TMC in a while. Can you talk to us? How did you make that work? How did you get all 3 parties into one place?
So, well, I'll say this: the founder and CEO of Sequoia Games, which is Flex NBA's parent, is a huge Warriors fan and grew up just idolizing those guys. So I would say it was a mission and a passion to try to get them back together. And, you know, it was definitely a personal desire as well to see them together in his game. And he was determined to make it happen. And they're super supportive. They love the game. They think what we've done, bringing digital, you know, their AR realities to life in a physical and digital form. They're thrilled. So, you know, I think it was an easy sell once he showed them what they'd be part of.
Yeah, and something I noticed about it too is they seemed very passionate and informed about the product. Where
they were.
You get, you know, some of these celebs that are like, yeah, you know, buy this.
Sure, right.
But they seem very passionate and appreciative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're into it. They make no mistake. They're really into it. They love the game, and they go around talking about it to people, even when they're not, shall we say, on the clock. They're walking the walk on it. They really like it.
I love that. Now, you actually pulled off something else as well. There's a new member that has entered the Flex NBA family. Why don't you talk about that a little bit for us?
Sure. Trae Young has joined the team as well as our newest ambassador. Incredibly exciting. I have not had the chance to meet him yet, so I'm hopeful that happens. Like I got to meet TMC, that'll be a thrill. But yeah, the young star of the Atlanta Hawks, and certainly, if not a top 10 NBA, all NBA player, certainly going to be soon, I think, is now part of the Flex family. He's always been in our set, of course, but now we can feature him as a spokesperson. He is going to be talking up the game. He's really into it. He has taken a lot of interest in figuring out what it is as well. This is not just a pay-to-play scenario. He's very interested in what we've developed from a tech standpoint as he thinks about his whole career and what that can mean. He's really interested in seeing what the future is, and he sees that, you know, technology that we've built into the game as sort of a future starting point of collectibles.
Yeah, and, you know, with Trae, I know you guys came out with the specific sets for Run TMC at the National. Yep. Is there a possibility we see something like that with Trae being a spokesperson as well?
I think you can pretty much count on it. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we just launched a series called Artist Remix with Blake Jameson, who you guys are familiar with, I'm sure, on the Beckett covers, and he's a pretty well-known sports artist, to say the least. He did a series of Artist Remix for guys like Steph and Giannis and LeBron, and KD. And so we're going to bring that artist remix attention to Trae and my hometown boy, Jay, well, coming up. So exciting stuff. The artist remix brings every one of our Flexagons is an artist's reproduction of the player to kind of superheroize them. But what the artist remix does is with, the famous, a more famous artist, all of our artists are of course famous in our minds, but somebody that is well known, it'll be an exclusive to that set. And it's art that is very differently designed from a theme standpoint than like the traditional Flex NBA set. So, it gives sort of a new look to that player and gives everybody a chance. If they really want just Giannis or LeBron, they can get the player they really want.
Awesome. And, you talk about having these ambassadors like Run TMC, Trae Young. How important is it to the product to have ambassadors that, are very supportive of your product?
Oh, incredibly important, because what we've created with Flex is really new, right? And when you talk to people about it, they are interested, but they don't really understand it. But and you hear it from somebody like me, okay, I'm out there, I'm passionate about it. But when Trae Young tells you about it, yeah, it's a little different than Daryl McKay telling you about it, for sure. Yeah, people pay a lot more attention to Trae than they do this old guy. So, it's super exciting for us to have someone that's passionate about the game. Watching Mitch and Chris talk about it with you guys, like you saw it, it's so different, even if it's the same words. And because the game is a great game, and they're going to talk about it the same way I do in that regard, because they get it, right? But obviously people pay a lot more attention when it's them telling them versus me telling them. And that's what we need for Flex. It's a completely new product. Nobody knows what it is yet. They're trying to figure it out. And, people want to investigate things when they hear about it. Nobody likes to be educated about products, right? So when Trae Young entertains you with a product, it's very different than me saying, this is a great product, you should check it out. It's a completely different story. And having him featured in the product anyways, he's one of our all-stars. He's a huge part of the chase element in the game. He's one of the strong players in the game. So if you get a Trae Young, your chances of winning improve, and just like a Steph or a LeBron or Jason Tatum, you get that caliber of player in your pack, you have a better chance of winning the game too.
Yeah, and I feel like basically what you said there embodies the word ambassador in
Right.
total. So absolutely. Now, there is a new opportunity with Flex NBA. I want to talk a little bit about Flex Stadium. Why don't you give us a little bit about what exactly that means to Flex NBA, the game?
Sure. Well, it's as we said before, Flex is new. And one of the things that's really new about it is we're bringing physical collecting and digital collecting and gaming together. So you can play this game one-on-one across the table where you guys are now. You can collect them and hold the Flexagons in your hand and really enjoy the quality of the art and the 3mm thick acrylic plastic that goes into each one. But what Flex Stadium brings is the ability for me in Boston, you guys in Buffalo, to be able to play against each other as well. So once we register those Flexagons into our rosters, which is the digital blockchain tech version of a Topps checklist from the day, you load it on your app. The Flex NBA app is free for everyone to download. You load in, you scan the barcode on the back of your Flexagon, and only you have that barcode. So that immediately registers that Flexagon as yours in your roster. So once you then log into Flex Stadium, your roster is available to you to play through the computer against anybody else's roster through their computer. You still have your physical tiles. It's completely free to play, but you use the digital avatars of your tiles, your Flexagons, as you play in Flex Stadium. So it's groundbreaking. There's not anything else like this out there right now.
I'm going to look forward to some Flex Stadium tournaments, I think. I think we'll see some Flex NBA tournaments coming along the line. Maybe. I don't know.
We've actually had two. We've had two already, believe it or not. We've had two Battle Series tournaments, professional tournaments, in that we have had $5,000 and $10,000 cash prizes for the winners. And so it's been great. They've been on our Twitch channel. You can go back and watch them. And we've got another one coming up in January. So, yeah, it's a thing.
Why don't you go ahead and plug that New Year one? What's the one in January we'll be seeing?
We haven't signed the date yet, so but it's coming. So people can go to Flex NBA and register to want to participate in the battle series. And in the meantime, go to Flex Stadium and start practicing. That's my best advice. Go and set up an appointment with somebody else to play and start playing and getting good at it, because there will be a good cash prize. And it's been fun. Like, people have really enjoyed it too. We had 32 people play in the last one, in elimination rounds each time. And so it went on for a couple days, and it was a really good time. And it's a great way to play no matter where you are. So, as people often say, well, I don't have anybody near me that plays. Well, with Flex NBA, you don't have to. You can play anyone, anywhere.
So there you go. Start grinding on the virtual hardcore. There is another tournament to be coming in January. We'll have to look out for that. But there's another side of things that we'd like to talk to you about as well.
Yeah, I might have to go download that Flex Stadium.
Yeah, might have to check it out. Me and David might have to start practicing, get in on the next tournament.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, we'll make sure you get hooked up. It's really fun. And all of the dice rolls and everything for it are done digitally, so you don't have to worry about the dice going off camera and your buddy cheating you either. So it works out well.
There you go. Exactly. Foolproof.
Yeah. So we've talked about, Flex. Let's switch over to a little bit of the Jersey Fusion. So obviously you guys just came out with Fantasy Fusion, which reading through it seems awesome. But can you, from your own words, give us a brief rundown of what Fantasy Fusion is for Jersey Fusion?
Yeah, so I'll first say Jersey Fusion is a product that brings an authentic original trading card sandwiched between an acrylic card that has a game-used swatch or patch on it, and then on the backside, a QR code that links to the original jersey or uniform piece that swatch is from, of that player, with the authentic certificate of authenticity. So we call it the most transparent game-used fused product in the industry, because you can see the original piece and the original authentication of the swatch, and you know that it's an authentic card. The card is completely still intact, and we use a whole variety of cards. So anybody that's broken it has seen good rookie cards come up and vintage cards. So there's a lot of really interesting things, and it's our third product in football, and we wanted to have some fun with it. And we thought about it for a while, and we just came up with this Fantasy Fusion. Whereas if you have a numbered premium fusion, so some of them that have patches or multiple swatches are numbered to 25 or less, you, either the active player or what we call a proxy player, if one of your players scores a touchdown, gets an interception or a sack, can win a free box of Jersey Fusion football. That easy. You post the picture of your card. So let's say you have Tom Brady from Jersey Fusion, right? And after Monday night, which was Tom terrific again, pulling it off, right? That was insane. I will freely acknowledge, at about 10 minutes left, I finally fell asleep. I didn't see it. I woke up in the morning. I'm like, how did he do this again? And he did. And so you have that Tom Brady card numbered 1 to up to 25. You post it, tag us. We're going to send you a free box. If he's happened to score multiple touchdowns, which he did, you're going to win one for every time you post, for every touchdown he has. If you've got a defensive player and they sack Tom, and let's say you have a vintage player and we don't actually have that player in the Jersey Fusion set, we're actually taking your vintage player and making it a proxy for the defensive player on that team. So I won't pick a defense, but let's just say Dak scores a touchdown and you have Troy Aikman's card. Your Troy Aikman card wins for Dak just as well as Dak wins for Dak.
No kidding.
Now,
so it's really cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious real quick. Obviously he got hurt, but like say on the Jersey Fusion card, it's Von Miller in a Denver Broncos jersey. Von Miller gets a sack for the Bills. Would that be would that still work that he got the sack for the Bills, or would it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it would also, we're being a little kind because it's the hobby and we love it. If somebody posted it, we'd probably still work with the other one as well. But technically it's Von Miller. If we have Von Miller, away he goes.
Gotcha.
So you just
Matt Ryan, for example, scored for the Colts, and Matt Ryan's in the set as a Falcon because that was his game use piece. but he counts as the Colts.
Gotcha.
So you just started this for week 13. So how did week 13 go? How were the results, and how long is this going to go? Is this going to go through the playoffs, through the Super Bowl? How long are people going to have an
right through the end of the season, the whole season, not just the regular season? Because we did start a little later. It took us a while to come up with the concept, and we had to wait for the product to get in the market too. The product shipped at the beginning of November. So, it wasn't much. It's only been in the market about 2.5, 3 weeks. So we wanted to get time for people to open it. So it went really well. I think I was a little surprised actually at the number of people that have an opportunity to win when I did the checklist, and there's got to be 24, 25 Jersey Fusion opportunities times a numbered version of 25. And some players have multiple versions, because you can have a quad patch numbered to 25. You can have a triple patch numbered to 15. You can have a 1 of 1. So it's not just that there's 25 of each of those cards. There's multiple versions based on whether it's a patch or a number or, a laundry tag, whatever it might be. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to win and help us, get the word out about Jersey Fusion by posting it on social media.
Which, speaking of Jersey Fusion, you can find Jersey Fusion and Flex NBA both on dacardworld.com. So if you want to try to get into Fantasy Fusion, check out the products there.
I think you have a break coming up too for football.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't doubt it. So if you want to find the break, make sure you go to dacardworld.com/live.
There you go.
Under the football tab and look for that one. Good looking
Absolutely.
out.
So did you get a lot of Dallas Cowboys submissions? They only scored 54 points.
Yeah, their cup runneth over. So if you have a Cowboy Fusion, there's a good shot you won for sure.
So moving on now, we have the fantasy. So, where can they go if they want to find more information on how to enter or anything like that? How can they get that?
I have no doubt you guys are posting it on your site as well right now, but also sportscards.com /Jersey Fusion, and you'll go right to the Jersey Fusion pieces. And all the rules are in there as well. But like I said, I know it'll be on your site as well soon. So by all means, check it out. We also, do post it socially as well. So if you follow us on sportscards.com on Instagram or all of the others, you will see us there as well.
Okay, so make sure you're looking out for that. Now, one other thing we wanted to touch on with you that we were actually kind of just talking about before we started recording is there's another bounty out. If you guys remember, last year we had the bounty for the 1 of 1 Justin Herbert Shield card out of the All Sports edition of Jersey Fusion. Now for the baseball, tell us a little bit about this bounty and what people should be looking for.
So in the baseball, like the football, we've used a number of vintage cards, and we have a 1961 World Series uniform from Mickey Mantle. Arguably the most popular Yankee of all time until at least Aaron Judge signed last night. But Mickey Mantle is going to stay right up there, I think, from the world of collecting. And so this is a game-dated, photo-matched 1961 World Series jersey. And we took the Mantle laundry tag, if you will. They used to stitch the name in the back of the pants so that they got the right pants back to the right person back when they weren't trading them off every single game, right? Like they do today. So this was incorporated into a Jersey Fusion with a 1960 vintage Topps Mickey Mantle card. And you guys put together a bounty for that 1 of 1 on 20 grand. And it's a legit 1 of 1. There is only that one Mantle tag from that 61 World Series and the 60 Topps card together. And people have said, why isn't it the 61 Topps card? The 60 Topps card is vertical. Excuse me, it's horizontal. I said it backwards. It's horizontal, and that Mantle won't fit in the 61. So that's why. So if anyone asks, that's why it's a 60 Topps, because it fits right and it looks right. And it's a 1 of 1. And it's still out there. At least as far as I know, no one's claimed it into you guys. I'm sure Brian would have said, hey, we got the Mantle. So I'm sure it's still out there. And that's also a fairly recent release coming out in September. So
yeah, Brian is.
We haven't heard anything.
I was gonna say Brian's usually pretty good about that. Hasn't reported anything to us yet, so make sure you're looking out for that as well. $20,000 sounds pretty good for a Mickey Mantle card. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
I might keep it though. 1 of 1.
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's a tough one. It's tough, but nonetheless, an awesome piece of history that you could take home through Jersey Fusion. So, David, anything else that you had? Anything you wanted to add?
Would you keep the 1 of 1?
I think I would.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
I think I would. The 60 Tops card's a nice card. I mean, granted, not 20 grand, but that mantle, I mean, that nameplate stitched in the back of the uniform, that's it. That's all there is.
I feel like this mantle would be a mantle piece in someone's house, honestly. Prop it up there. That's a good conversation. Yeah, a little dad joke. I had to throw it in there.
I like it, though.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody appreciates it. I'm sure I'll get roasted for that later.
King of the dad
but that's
jokes.
fine. Anyways, Daryl, before we let you go, one more time for everybody, where can they follow you on social media and just anything they need to know about Flex NBA or Jersey Fusion?
Sure. Flex NBA. Follow us, please, on Flex Meta. Join us in Discord, also in Flex Meta. As we come out with new products, that's why it's you'll find us in Flex NBA, of course, as well. But Flex UFC is coming out next, and then more to be announced soon. So that's where you can find us there. And then for Jersey Fusion, check us out on sportscards.com. You'll see the Jersey Fusion right there on the main page. And of course, you can always do /Jersey Fusion and the Instagram, Facebook, Troika, etc. You can find us all there as well.
All right. Great. Awesome. So we'll look forward to hearing some more news and hopefully some things on the UFC. So we'll bring you back on for that. We would love it. Anytime you have an announcement, you always know you can make it here. But Daryl, once again, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, guys. Happy holidays.
Have a good one.
You too.
Happy holidays.